Okay, guys. So we have a class tomorrow. Okay. So we have a non-stop classes. So please be prepared for that. Again, festival will come, Jan. Again, you may ask 2-3 days holidays. If you need holidays, attend Saturday, Sundays also. Understand? Sunday also class is there. Yeah, happy Friday. Sunday is fine, right? Only online Friday? Only online Friday? Both online or offline? No, fine only. Understand we have to discuss many things. So at least if we complete February, the course is March financial year, right? We'll get many calls. So that's what. Otherwise, I don't know. Why? Why no Sunday? Huh? Cricket? Any match is there? Huh? 10:30 only match is there? Then why? 10:30 to 12, any blockage is there for your calendar? 1.5 hour only, right? Evening you can go with your friends, wherever you want to go. Other things. Same, this time only other things. 10:30 to 12 only. Tell me, I'll change the time. So you don't have even 1.5 hour time in your hand in Sunday? I'll take it morning of 6 a.m. 6 to 7:30. Now anyone can say any objections? Any work 6 to 7:30? Ah. Okay, 7 to 9 is fine. Sunday morning 7 to 9. Who said no? Why? 8 to 10 is fine. But Sunday definitely class is there. You can decide the timing. So 8 to 8 to 9:30. 8 to 9:30 is fine for everyone. Okay, fix. Sunday, no poll. I know. Poll always fail. 8 to 9:30. No other things, right? Okay. Deal is okay. 8 to 9:30. Whoever not join, I'll share the recording. Then everyone is fine. Then strength is 20 members only. Sir, you said recordings now. Your wish, guys. So I want to, you know, everyone please join. Otherwise you are in this situation. See, he got a job 35 LPA. But the thing is, see here. See this message so you can understand. Scroll down. Hmm. Hi sir, I came to Hyderabad. If you're free sometime, I can come down meet you. Sure. Sir, in Google client, they're asking me to learn GCP. But interview conducted on AWS DevOps and scripting. So they're giving GCP. Understand? So they understand. Whoever learn AWS, they should know a GCP knowledge also. This is the current situation. But unfortunately, what happened when I'm taking a GCP classes, strength is just 15% only attended. Remaining 85% means he is the 85% category. And what he said now, so I want everything now. What can I do now? GCP already discussed, right? 10 days not attended. He said no. I will check recording. Not able to attend lectures due to shifting. You can see class is just 1.5 hour only. You don't think entire day you are investing for the class. I know you are busy. I'm also busy than you. But I'm investing my time for the training, right? You don't think I know everyone has a own challenges. But give 1.5 hour time for your career. See, he got a 35 lakhs LPN now. Now how he can manage GCP? Tell me no, without attending sessions. No YouTube sessions on GCP. You can check it. No trainers are there in the GCP. Nowadays, people are taking recordings and following, giving a training also. Understand the things, sir. Only 1 week classes, no, sir. So this 1 week classes only now creating impact. 6 months classes, out of 6 months, the 1 week classes only now he need to work on this area. Today message only, right? See, today only, just 10, 15, 10, 14 before this class only. This is just a small example. Every day I'm seeing these kind of many examples. This person, he also got a job. Python, Docker, Kubernetes, CID. I need to give help. What I can do help? I'm not understanding. What I can do help here? If you attend my classes, na guys, no need to help from take any help from anyone. I don't know how to handle the things now. Attend my classes, please. Oh. How many months completed? 4 months. 5 months completed. 5th month running. December. If December 16 will come, 5 months completed. With demos. Ignore demos. Batch started July 16th. New demo. 23rd onwards. Okay. No. Okay. December 12, 23rd. Okay. August 1st to now. August 16th. What a August. Okay. August 1st to December 12. So 45 days. 45 days still there. Ansible 1 week. GCP Azure 20 days or 18 days. So here only 18 days. At least it will take. So please attend Sunday sessions. No polls. 8 to 10, please attend. I don't have any alternate, guys, please. Okay, guys. So the things are, let me show you. Okay. That's okay. So guys, he is from US. So he offered me whatever you want. I need training from you 1-to-1. I simply rejected. Okay. And again, he asked me that, give any reference, a good trainer. I don't know any good trainer to suggest you. You can join my sessions only. I don't want to give any 1-to-1 trainer, even if you offer 10 lakhs also. I clearly inform him. Later, he found someone. He said, famous trainer. I don't know who he is. Shared this curriculum. You can see. He's a famous trainer, he said. In, I don't know who he is from where. See this. This is a curriculum. He said, advanced level training only I can give, he said to him. He is supposed to pay 2 lakhs for him. With this training, see. You can understand. Git complete in 8 hours. Ansible will complete in 9 hours. AWS will complete in 19 hours. Advanced level training this is. Jenkins will complete in 13 hours. Docker 13 hours. Terraform 7 hours. 7 hours only will complete Terraform. There is a Kubernetes also. Kubernetes 15 hours will complete. Uh, Things are like that, guys. People are ready to, cheat. So this is too bad, actually. So many people, many students are having many hopes. This kind of trainers, especially, they can say, "I'm real-time trainer. This is the curriculum is enough." They don't know, right, student? They can pay. It's not about money, guys. It's about time. So if not possible, say no. Unnecessarily doing things kind of is not at all good. See, guys, AWS RDS 1 hour is enough. To create a cluster, RDS cluster, it will take half an hour, right? He will explain everything in half an hour on RDS. AWS Lambda, 2 hours are enough. This is the things in YouTube, especially, guys. I don't know. This is, I can say, this curriculum is, I can understand what is DevOps to understand only, not to do job on this curriculum. Everywhere situation is like that only. I clearly inform him, don't take this training first of all. This is not advanced level training. This training only help here, whatever the curriculum I see. Understand, I know AWS, I know DevOps only, point of view only. This is not enough to do a job in real time. So this is the situation. So please understand. I'm not interested to give one-to-one training at all. What is the problem to attend class? Why we can pay 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs to trainers? There is no much difference, my point of view. Okay, open sandbox. Anyone want to give? Okay. Okay, so let's go for here. So guys, I created here. I clearly inform unnecessarily why you are paying high amount to others. No use, no difference. Join my batch paying only 20,000. I shared the link also. I don't know whether he joined or not morning batch. Just I'm saying why unnecessarily pay amount. Okay, guys, cluster already ready. Okay, I created already. I don't want to waste my time every day. Create a cluster for 13th for 15 minutes and half an hour and all. So let's directly jump to the concept now. So today we can focus AML files and again. So let's a small recap from yesterday concept, guys. So what is the main drawback of the pod if you deploy application? So we don't have any. We will not get any self-healing and high availability. So your application, if you need a high availability, definitely either you can choose replica set or deployment only. Clear na guys? So if replica set, if you choose again, we have one more drawback. It's not possible to update the image. So you have to delete a deployment again, delete a replica set and create a replica set only. New image it will take. So in this case, on the fly, we cannot upgrade the image even pods are running time. So this is one of the drawback for the replica set. To overcome these two drawbacks, we have a deployment.ml. We will get a high availability plus upgradation options also. Clear, Nagas? What is what? Okay. M install. Okay, let's check first kubectl get nodes. Okay, two nodes are running. These are the two worker nodes. Okay. So kubectl get pods. No pods are running as of now in the default namespace. Okay. So yeah, let's git bash. Kubernetes ppt, yeah. I don't know. Okay, let's clone here, git clone. Let me clone now. Yeah, capital P. Okay, so let's open again. Open folder Z. Okay, perfect. So let's go for this AML files. Okay, guys. So the main thing is you have to understand only four things, four fields always. Any AML file we can see. First field is API version. Next is kind. Next is metadata. Next is specification. Any AML file, these four entries only there. Clear na? So API version, you can give which version you want to give. And next kind, which kind it is, pod or deployment or something. Metadata means give the metadata name of the metadata, give the name something. If you want to add labels, you can add labels also. Labels, name equal to country equal to India, something you can add anything. And specification means if you create a pod, give a pod specifications. Pod specifications are what? Container, right? Container name, image. So give image, container name. Just I'm saying any specifications, container name. And again, port. Okay, specifications. Pod specifications are what? Container will create on which name and which port name and which image. Everything we can add into the specification. And every YAML file, same story here. No difference. Clear na? See here. Kind is pod, metadata is a name, labels to specifications, container name, Nginx. Clear na here? Okay. So if I want to create a replica set, what I need to do here? I can create a API version for replica set. Kind is what? Replica set. Again, metadata for what? Replica metadata this is. And labels also replica labels. But here specification is what here? Replica set specifications will come or not? Replica set specifications are what here? Replicas. Okay. So here spec is what here? Replicas. Replicas will come. How many replicas you can add only? 3 or 4. That's it for the replica set. So this replica set apply for what? Pod. So this replica set apply for what? Pod. Which pod? This pod only. You can add an entire pod block here. Template, metadata. So here we can add a template. You know, no need to remember, just I'm saying how to understand only. Metadata. So which metadata here? Name of the pod, pod name, labels. So here condition is what, guys? Label should match. One label should match. So that's what I'm writing here. Web app. నెట్ ఇప్పుడు అవ్వట్లే, రోజు అవుతుంది. అంటే కంప్లీట్ నోడెడా నాట్ నోడెడ్, ఐ డోంట్ నో. అంటే ఈ రోజు అవ్వలేదు అనమాట, అయితే ఓకే. ఇంకా టైం అవ్వలేదు, అదే చూస్తున్నా. క్లియర్ నా గైస్? సో యువర్ replica set communicate with pod. So this pod run how many times here? 3 times. Clear na? Three copies. One pod, second pod, third pod. Clear na? So you no need to add a multiple here pod entries. That's what here. Replicas means number of clones here. Clear na? That's what replica set. See, replica set is what here? Kind is replica set. Metadata is for what? Replica set metadata. Spec is for what? Replica set replicas. Here labels are what? Selector labels are web app. So the template what here? Pod. Metadata, pod labels, pod specifications. Here total how many specifications are there? 2. Replica set specifications, pod specifications. Labels also 2. Replica set label, pod label. Metadata also 2. Clear na? So if you create a replica set, you can see on this name of the replica set name. If you create a pod, you can see pod names. So now replica set creating a pods, so that the naming convention is WebRS and pod name, WebRS and pod name, it will come continuously. One of worker not showing two private IP. Okay, let's discuss. Wait. Clear na till here? Okay. So first focus here, what I'm explaining. I'll discuss each and every concept, nothing to worry. Okay. So now if I take deployment replicas, what is the difference here? Let's see. Deployment also, API version, kind, metadata, replicas, selector. Can I say this is replica set? But only the change is what? Just kind. If you add a kind here, replica set controller will create. If you add a deployment controller will create. What are the difference between these two controllers? Upgrade the image only. Clear na? This is what again? Pod. Okay. Control A, Control C. Service concept also there. I'll discuss now. VI deploy dot AML. So kubectl apply -f. 3 pods running or not? How to check deploy? Kubectl get deploy. You can see deploy statement here. How many ready state, running state? 3 by 3. Up to date is 3. Available is 3. So I can run get kubectl get RS also. Whenever you can create a deployment, replica set also will create. See, desert state 3, current state 3, ready state is 3. Clear till here? Okay. So how to describe kubectl? Describe. You can describe deploy also. Understand? My deployment name is what? You can see the info of the describe of the deployment. Now you can see this is my describe deployment, created default namespace, deployment, selector equal to app equal to nginx, replicas 3 up to date. Here now guys, rolling update strategy 25% max unavailable, 25% max search. What it is? No. No. Rolling update strategy, guys. For example, kubectl get pods. How many pods are running? 3 na guys. So va deploy.ml. Guys, now if I update a image, now if I deploy, what is the result now? New image, old will delete, new will update. That's okay. But how this process will work is important. All pods will delete same time and create? No. See, configured. Now check the get pods. See here, strategy is now still creating. Wait. See, running, container creating, completed. Now you can see all are done. See, different time sets are there or not? Understand? So default deployment strategy is rolling strategy. Rolling strategy means not to delete and create one time. Rolling strategy means one by one, delete, create, delete, create, delete, create, like this only. This strategy, how it follow? For example, 50 pods are there. So is this follows one pod delete, one pod create? It's not like that. It will depends on this rolling strategy. See, rolling strategy is what here? 25%. 25% max unavailable, 25% max search. Means what? 4 pods are there, for example. One pod will be impact. I mean, impact means what? Delete one pod, create one pod. Delete one pod, create one pod. Delete one pod, create one pod. If 8 pods are there, 2 pods delete, 2 pods create. That will decide by this surge. But by default, deployment.ml follows which strategy? Rolling update strategy. Remember this point. We have a strategies concepts. I'll discuss at the time in detail. We have a canary deployment, blue-green deployment, recreate deployment, rolling up deployment. We have to discuss these strategies. Now, as of now, okay, guys, tell me. I'm going to reveal 2 strategies. One strategy is rolling update. One strategy is recreate strategy. Recreate strategy, delete and create. Recreate means what? Again create, right? So delete and create. Now tell me guys, replica set which strategy will follow? Recreate, right? So delete and create only. I mean, it will not follow. You have to follow that. But deployment follows rolling update strategy. It will not delete and create. Understand? Delete and create means everything delete in one time and everything create in one time. This strategy will not give a high availability. It will create a downtime. Clear na guys? Okay. Just remember this word. Deployment follows by default which strategy. This is maybe there may be a chance to ask in interview question also. Let me from this batch, I'm going to add few points for interview questions. Rolling update. Later we can do some changes. Rolling update follows. Sorry. Deployment follows by default rolling strategy. Okay, that's great now. Okay, in this case, okay. So by default rolling strategy, and what is the percentage? 25%. Max unavailable. and max surge. Surge means one impact, one unavailable. Creating, deleting. Understand? Okay. kubectl delete pod, copy, paste it. So pod deleted, right? So pod deleted. Now immediately pod will create or not? Because of replica set in the background. See, 8 seconds. This pod will create same pod or different pod? Same application or different application? How you can confirm? Image. AML inside image is same, right? Replicas only. It will create same image means same application only. Very good. Auto scaling group create a servers with the same image, right? Custom AMI. Same here also. Okay. So can I okay. This is pod where we can deploy application. Let's my pod inside one application is running. This is not recommended, right? This application can down anytime if pod fails. In this case, what I can do? Create a replica set. Replica set will give many pods or not? This is single pod. If you create, but what replica set will do? Create a many pods. So this is not recommended. Go with replica set option. So what replica set will do? Create a many pods. Can I say this is replica set now? As per the AML understanding, clear na guys? A replica set. Now, what replica set will give here? Self-healing. Self-healing means high availability. High availability, scalability. High availability, scalability. But drawback is what? No image upgradation. Delete and create only the option. So in this case, what I can do to overcome this, I can go for deployment. Deployment inside only replica set is there, right? So deployment. So what are the benefits? You can add plus image upgradation. So rolling updates. Clear na guys? Like this, you have to understand. Okay, let's understand now. What is pod, guys? Let's write a pod layer here. This is pod. Okay, pod inside which layer is there, guys? Container layer. Container inside? Yeah. Can I say image? Container inside image layer. Image container pod. What is the full form of pod? Uh, okay. Control C, Control V. Let's understand now. So guys, this specification block. Okay. So this image block is here. Clear na? And container block is here. And pod block is what? Metadata, right? Kind of metadata. These and all pod information only. Labels and metadata. This is clear na? How to understand the YAML files here? Why we have written inside the image, why I have written the container, why we have written the metadata and all. So compare with the pod layers. Now let's add a replica set also. Control C. Coming to the replica set. So, okay. This block is pod block, right? Clear now, yes? This block is pod block. Let's add a pod now then. Okay. And next layer is what? This is what? Replica set layer. So can I say replica set here? Okay. So replica set now. This is replica set now. Clear na? So creating how many pods? 3 pods. But condition is what? Label name should match. So this replica set now create a pod and controller taking care by self-healing. What about deployment? Just change this deployment. That's it. If it is a deployment, understand AMLs like this only. Don't by heart it. No need to by heart. No one can test your memory test. Can you tell me first line is what? Second line is what? No one can ask this. If they ask, he's a fresher. Okay. Don't say in interview time, you are a fresher. My trainer said if you ask this kind of questions. Okay. So if deployment only the change is what? Here just change the replica set into the deployment. Again, same YAML. But because of this deployment, one controller will change. This controller will give all these features what I discussed. Clear, na guys? Yeah. So you no need to remember, just understand one deployment YAML. That's it. Everything will related to this YAML only in coming sessions and all. Okay, what I can do, let's test now. Here labels are what? Deployment labels in Nginx. Pod labels also I'm adding here in Nginx Y. Clear na? kubectl apply -f. What is the error? Read the error first. Selector does not match the labels. It should match. Otherwise, it will not allow to create a deployment.ml. Unchanged. Why? etc inside all info is there. Controller inside desired state current state is matching. So nothing to do any changes. So till here everyone is clear, both online and offline. Any questions so far? Okay, then. So till here everyone is clear. Let me again run some commands yesterday we already executed. kubectl get pods -o void command used to get more information about the pod and running on which node and all, right. See guys, 3 pods are there now. 2 pods are running on 47 node. 1 pod is running on 26 node. It's not one and a half, right? Pod and half. Okay. Same kubectl get nodes. I can see 2 nodes. If you can give the -o wide, we can see here 2 nodes, internal IP, external IP, including version and all. Clear now? -o wide command give the more information about the resource. kubectl describe command, describe pod and give the pod name here. kubectl describe, you can give deployment and replica set and pod also. You can see here some events, how scheduler is assigned a node and pull the image. So this activity will perform by, no, this activity, selected activity perform by container runtime, container run interface. Scheduler job is what? Assign node only. Again, scheduler is not perform pull image, right? But next, this instruction will go to API. API will inform to kubelet. Kubelet will inform to container runtime interface. There, it will pull the image, run the image. All commands clear till here? Okay. Now, main important concept. Okay, anyway. Now you may get a doubt. Where 3 pods are running. How to access these pods is the point now. Clear now? Okay, application is running. How to give access? By using kubeproxy. Right, what kubeproxy will do? Give a services. In Kubernetes, we have a service concept if you want to give a pod into internal access or external access. So external access, we can use a different services. Internal access, we are using a different services. Clear now, guys? This concept is very, very important. 100% entry question, no doubt on this area. Kubernetes services concept. Hundred percent entry question, guys, no doubt. Okay. What is Kubernetes service? Service will help to give a communication of the pod into internal or external. So Kubernetes service enable helps to enable communication internal or external. Enables pod communication, both internal or external access. Okay, Kubernetes service help to enable both pod communication for both internal or external. So for example, if pod is created, let's say pod is running. Pod is running. So if I want to give access to end users or internal communications, we have to use a service concept in for the Kubernetes. Okay. So if you want to give access, you have to use the service concept in Kubernetes. But in containers, what we did, localhost we have used to give access. So now we can use the load balancers. So service usually we can denote SVC. kubectl get SVC means you'll get the service information. Replicas at RS, how we are using service, we can use SVC. So we have a 3 types of services, guys. We have a 4 types of services. We have a 4 types of services. So one is node port service, node port type service. And second is load balancer service. And the third is cluster IP service. And the fourth is headless service. So we have a total 4 type of services. So cluster IP and headless service, both we can use for internal communications. Internal communications. And node port and load balancer we can use for external communication. Okay, AML also very easy AMLs. So now my pod is running. If I want to give external access, I can create node port service or load balancer service. If you create a node port service, you have to share node IP to end users. If you create a load balancer service, you can give load balancer endpoint. I mean, in between, we can create a DNS to change the record. It's a different story. So which one is better, guys? Load balancer. We can go for real-time load balancer only. We have one more concept, ingress controller. We'll plan later. As of now, we can discuss. So guys, let me take here AML file. All about AML files only, guys, here. Every instruction we can give through AML only. So let's take a, for example, node port, guys. Now this is little confusing, but you have to understand. Same API version is common, kind is common, metadata is common, spec is common. API version insert version will be there, kind service will be there, metadata, names, if any labels required, labels. These three are common every YAML file. Where changes will come? Specification. Pod specifications are what? Container images. Replica set specifications are what? Replicas. Service specifications are what? Ports. Which port you are giving access? Which type of service it is? Those are comes under specifications. Okay. Anyway, let's remove this deployment for time being. So this is my service. By seeing this, nothing to worry, very easy. API version is common, kind is common, metadata is common, specifications only changes will come every YAML file, right? This specification is which type of service it is? Node port. So first specification we have to define into the Kubernetes. Hey Kubernetes, you can create a node port service. I'm giving a YAML file. Here, if you want to create a load balancer, change only here. Type only change. You can you can add only load balancer here. Understand? The only change here only if you create a load balancer service. If you create a cluster IP also, change only here. Cluster IP. Only this line change only. Headless. Headless I'll explain not now. Database applications time we can use the headless, not now. It will take 2-3 weeks. We are entering this concept. Okay. Now guys, here how many ports I can see total? 3 ports. One is port, target port, node port. Clear until here? Okay. Let me take here. Okay. Okay. Just give okay. Which port it is? Service? Node port. Copy. Clear till here? Guess you can see here how many nodes are running here? 1. This is node area. Clear na? 1 node. Okay. So try to understand a little difficult. If I take a user no. If you use a node port service, node port enabled for your node level, like a Docker run -dt -p local host and target port you are running na. So here whenever you run a service type is a node port, one port is enabled for node level. Clear na? So which port it is? 3008. And also there is a here we have to understand a few things. By default, node port range is different in Kubernetes. So 30,000 to 32,547 something is there in the series. So it will take by default here 32,7. By default, the port is randomly allocated. This is all about node port. So the meaning of this, if you not mention node port here, for example, still it will create which type of service? If I delete this, which service it will create? Node port only. Which IP, which port it will take? Any one of the port it will take automatically. You have to check after service created which port it has taken here. Clear now what I'm trying to say? But if you specify, it will take same port only. If you not specify, it will take any port from the list. I mean, the series. Sorry. But service will consider which type of service has to create here only. Port number, whether you mention or not, this entry doesn't matter. It will take automatically from this range. Clear? No? If you mention, it will take same port only. Okay. Here and is clear now. If you run Kubernetes service, node level port is enabled. Okay, one is very clear. Okay, so whoever want to access my pod, the request should go to first external IP of the node, IP and 30008. Clear na guys? Which IP this is? Pod IP or node IP? Node external IP or internal IP? External IP. Clear till here? Okay. So whoever access external IP with the node port, the request is redirects into where? Pod. The agenda is what? Pod. Okay. But you can see how the request will go to pod here. Directly it is not possible. We have a concept is what? Service. So service is helps here in between node and pod. Clear or not? So this request first goes to where? Service. Service to pod. So and service, it will create one IP, service IP. So node IP, node port request will go to node level only till. So here to request will go to service IP. Service IP to service port. Service port to target pod IP and target port. Clear now? So total how many ports here? 3. One port works node level, one port works service level, one port works pod level. How many IPs are there? 3. One IP works node level, one IP works service level, one IP works pod level. Clear na? Pod IP is internal or external? Internal. Service IP is internal, external? Internal. Node IP is internal, external? External. Clear na now? Now. So in the Kubernetes concept, so we can access any pod through service only. That's see, whenever you can create this YAML file, what will create in between? This will create. So if it is not there, no communication between node and pod. So to enable a communication between node and pod, we should create a service. How you can create a service? Apply a YAML file. Clear now? So here I'm saying simple. I'm saying this is service I'm creating here. So this service I'm saying this, enable a port for here and enable a port for here and enable a port for here and create a service. Clear na? This YAML says 3 definitions. One is create a port and enable for the node level, and one is create a service and enable a port, and one is after create a pod redirecting into the target pod. So now the question is here. Okay, the question is here. This is fine, right? Which port it will take? By default port series it is taking. And the next port is what here? Target port, normal port. Here normal port is there na? This is service port. Clear na guys? What about target port? Clear na? Pod port. Clear the differences now? Now the question is here, target port is what? On which port container application is running? If it is a Jenkins 8080, if it is a Nginx 80, if it is a Node.js 3000, if it is a Python, something. So, and usually what we can do, guys, target port is clear, node port is clear. What about service port? Usually we are giving whatever target port is there, na, we can give same port for service also for easily managing. Understand? Easily understand. We are giving a same port. Otherwise, if you can give 85 here, 80, you may confuse later. So whatever port you are giving, same port you can give service port also. I mean, whatever target port you are giving, same port you can give service port also for easily managing. See, by default for convenience, the target port is set the same value of the port field. So by default, Kubernetes control plane will allocate port range for default 30,000 to 32,767 for node port. Total 3 ports. If I use load balancer, one port will miss. Which port it is? Node port or target port or service port? Node port, right? Right or not? Service port is common. We are using a service as a load balancer service, right? I mean, we no need to define in the YAML file, I'm saying. Clear not till here? Okay. So guys, by seeing here, how many YAML files are there inside here? This is for what? Deployment. This is for what? Service. Single YAML inside, you can create a multiple definitions. But how we can give? By giving a 3 lines. Or you can create a separate YAML file, service.yaml file, deployment.yaml file. Or deployment and service, you can add a single file also. But each definition to definition, you can give us some space and give it 3 lines here. It will read as a 2 files. Clear na? Any questions from anyone? Now, let me tell you one thing. Very important. Sir, for load balance and cluster IP, we will get port range. For the node port only, we will get a port range. I mean, load balancer also will get a port range. But we no need to mention here. Load balance cluster IP, it will not get any port range. It's internal communication. So we no need to define this block here. If you change service type is load balancer, you no need to define node port. System will take care in the background. For load balancer communication, it will create a node ports. But we no need to do anything. Clear na? How the port change? Did I say any port will change in the service section? You can change here only. This is service port. Whatever port you can give. Any port you can give. It should be unique. Instead of giving any port, whatever target container port is the same I'm giving. Easily understanding. Understand? If you give 84 and 83, later you may confuse which port is container port, which port is service port, right? So that's what if I'm giving a same port, no issues will come, right? Now, guys, main important thing is now. Copy mesh. Not yet done, guys. This concept is very important now. So, guys, understand one thing. This diagram, I need to do some chain here. This is little wrong. Clear na guys? Total how many nodes are there? 2. Okay. Now whenever you can create a service, the service port enable into all nodes, not only single node. Why? Your application not only running in single node, application running into different nodes. Clear or not? If you deploy any fashion application, for example, you can see this application running into multiple copies created by replica set. This copy is running into not same node, right? Multiple nodes. If node port stick on single node, request will go to always single node, not second node. Right or not the concept here? Service not stick on single node. It will stick on multiple nodes. Point number 1. Let me write. Creating created service is, okay, service applies all node levels by default. Not stick on single node. Example, if I create node port service, so node port enabled for all nodes, same node port enabled for all nodes, Clear na guys? Anyone knows IP tables concept in Linux? IP tables. IP tables concept. What is IP tables? Linux server. Yeah. Someone already given, no? Yeah, control. It's a firewall, control network traffic. Correct. Does IP tables allow communication one server to other Linux server? Yes. Okay. So guys, this is important statement I'm going to give here now. IP tables is a concept. This will allow communication to one server to other server by default. But we should enable ports. Understand? Why I'm saying you will get a clarity. Wait. We no need to go in depth, but just I'm saying if you are able to understand, you can take it. Otherwise, leave it also, no problem. Why I'm saying this concept? Here, external IP is 192.168.1.2. Node external IP. Now, 1.3. Clear na? Two external IPs are there na? Let's suppose here pod is not running. Clear na guys? Now end user, if end users they don't know, right? pod is running on which node? So if end user access 192.168.1.2, what is the port number? 30008. What is the expected output, guys? Hmm? Pod is not running in this node, right? Hmm. You know what happens here? Still they're able to access application. How? Redirects into different node automatically by using which concept? IP tables concept. So Kubernetes using IP tables concept to redirecting request into pod running node. Clear na? It will check total how many nodes are there first. Here is not that it will check into second node. It will check into third node. Immediately it will give a response back to you. Clear na? So IP tables concept using background Kubernetes is going to use to communicate one node to another node. Clear na? So why I'm saying here same port should enable all nodes inside? Yeah. See, same port why I'm enabling here and here. If application is not running here, at least running here, right? So if 30008 not enable here, it will block now. Clear or not? See, your IP table is trying to connect one node to other node, but here your 30008 block means how you can access? Not possible. So that's what this concept is. Clear now? Let's do practically this now. We can understand. Let's go now. So let's delete now kubectl, delete -f, deploy.aml. So kubectl, get pods, nothing is there. So vi deploy.svc.aml. So both are in same AML file, right? Deployment plus svc, both are in same AML file. I'm taking both are in same AML file. Copy. Image name is what here? Nginx. Focus first. Wait, focus first. Kubectl. Oh, sorry. How many resources created? Two. This AML contains two definitions. One is for deployment, one is for service. Now kubectl get pods. How many pods are running? Only one. Kubectl get pods -o wide. This pod running on which node? This node. Clear na guys? Okay. How do I know which node it is? Kubectl get nodes again -o wide. See 170 to 31 25 47. This is the external IP. So now service also created, right? How to check service? Kubectl get svc, or you can give directly service also. Hello? Yeah, morning. Sorry, not interested. Okay, guys, you can see here. Now service is here, node port is here, right? So which port is enabled here? 30007. 30007 is point out to service port 80. Service port 80 redirecting into container port 80. The background IPs will work. I will show you everything in detail, nothing to worry here. Okay. Now how to access this? Public IP of the node and IP port number of the service. I mean 30007 node port. Sorry. So what is the external IP? So here only now pod is running. See, pod is running in this node only. Wantedly I'm taking this node IP. Clear or not? In this node any pod is running? No. Let's take this now. Copy. What is the port number? 30007. Why am I unable to access? Sorry. Okay. As per our concept, it should redirect into second node, but it is not redirecting. Why? Why you are thinking first security group inside 30007 whitelisted or not? We have to check, right? It's a basic thing, right? Which node? EKS or target nodes? Very good. This is Kubernetes node. Client. This is not Kubernetes node. Pods are running here. Interaction node. Understand, this is laptop. Simple laptop. EKS is a laptop where you are interacting the cluster. You have to do some activities, right? Apply, delete, pod, get, something. This is client. Nodes are what? These two. Open any one of the node. Security group. Problem is there or not here? It is taking internal traffic only. How to enable? Click on it. Inbound rule. Or you can give 30007. Clear, not till here? Do I need to do for second node also? Why? Yes, same SG is using second node also, right? What happened here? Working or not? But pod is not running in this node, right? But how it is possible? Request is redirecting through IP table. Service is taking the request. Okay, pod is not there, and it is sent to kubeproxy. Kubeproxy is redirecting request through IP tables to second node where the pod is running. Clear na? This is very, very important interview question. Clear na? It's redirecting to where pod is running. Running node using IP tables concept. Service by default enable a node pod for all the nodes. If service type is node pod, this will help to communicate even pod is not running on the specific node. It's redirecting into where the pod is running node using IP tables concept. Clear na guys? Like whitelisting IP, correct. It's a Linux concept, guys, not Kubernetes concept. IP tables are the Linux concept. Just know that's what I have mentioned here, right? These two IPs communicating through node port. Let's say, for example, let's add this one also. Now, very important point I need to highlight here. Guys, let's an example. One pod Nginx is running. Now one more pod HTTP should run. Is there any conflicts? Am I able to run HTTP pod? No. Is there any conflicts? No conflicts. Each container acts as a separate server. Understand or not? You remember or not? Once container created na, when you log in a container, when you give a / root directory, you can see all root directory for the container, right? Like a Linux server. So what is the meaning here? Server inside each container will create a separate server only. Understand? Container inside, if you create a one more container, maybe conflicts will come. But each container work like a isolated servers. Understand now? Now this container created an 80 port. Different container running on 80 port also is possible. These 280 ports are not running on host, right? Host is common. That's what we already discussed at the time, right? Local host port, container port, same if you can give na. And local host, we are unable to install Nginx. Why? 80 already completed for the local host. But no conflicts for the target port. You can run 1,000 times same container. 1,000 containers will create all are same ports only. All are separate isolated networks. Clear na here? Then question is very clear. Now I want to create HTTPD image, HTTPD service. How service can understand this is Nginx, this is HTTPD? Ports are same, right? How service can understand I should interact with the Nginx only, I should interact with the HTTPD only? Node port, node level will work. Yeah, very good. Labels. Understand? Very, very important thing is labels. You can see this deployment service. This service is related for this deployment, how to define matching a labels. So deployment and service, we can define matching a labels. Let's run this. Okay, till here clear everyone, right? Okay. So guys, kubectl get SVC. You can see SVC details, right? I want to know more information of the SVC. Which command I can give? Describe SVC. Now see here the magic is my service. Okay, anyway. Service name is this one. Namespace is default. Selector labels are what? App equal to my app and node port. This is what? Node port. This is what, guys? Which IP? Which IP this is? Service IP. Understand? Service IP. And whenever you can access node port IP and node port, node IP and node port, request will redirecting to where? See this. Request will redirecting into where? Service. Clear or not? Whenever you can access request redirecting to service IP, service port. That's what describes service IP. What is service port? 80. Now this redirecting into where? Endpoint. What is this endpoint? Hey, pod IP pod port, right? Pod IP pod port. Let's go and check here. Pod port is what? 80 only, right? kubectl get pods -o void. Clear na? Pod IP. Service is tie with pod. Node is tie with service. Clear na, guys? Now see here endpoint. See my service redirecting into this pod IP and pod port. Doesn't matter which node it is. No node restrictions inside the service inside. Clear na? So is there any node restriction, node information here, service inside? You can see this is the service YAML. Is there any node information here? There is no constant node information inside the service. Any node doesn't matter. My endpoint is this one. It will connect directly. Clear na? Now see here. So this is what? Endpoint for what? Pod. Clear na, guys? This is endpoint for pod. Clear na? Request redirect. First request will go to where? This is service. Now my service target endpoint is what, guys? This one. Not this one. Why? Why? Here pod is not running now. Okay. Now service, whenever request is redirecting into service, this is redirecting into endpoint. My endpoint is what? Pod IP, pod port. This is running on this node. How request will go here? IP tables. Clear now? Okay. Now, here no node restrictions here. Describe SVC, no node restrictions. See, request will go to this node only, no node restrictions. That means service can send traffic to any node inside pod with the help of IP tables. Clear now? Okay. And final conclusion, I mean, today's only we discuss node port only, right? Tomorrow load balancer, auto scaling, load balancer, cluster IP also we'll discuss. Let me show you one thing. kubectl, delete -f, ls, kubectl. So guys, you can run like this also, delete -f dot. Current directory inside YAML files, whatever resources created, delete everything. Clear na? Now kubectl, clear na? Now what I'm going to do now, what I'm going to do now. So these selector labels are there na? Service selector labels. Service selector labels, deployment selector labels, both are same or not here? MyApp NP, MyApp NP. Now service labels, what I'm going to do, I'm add one more P. Clear na? Let's apply kubectl, apply -f, deploy svc.aml. Now how many resources created? 2. kubectl get pods, one pod is running, kubectl get svc, service also running. What is the service port? 30007. Let's access. Why unable to access? See, everything is correct, right? Pod running, any node, no need to check pod running and which node. Any node can accept or not. Service can target endpoint is pod IP and pod port only. So you can go to any request, but unable to access. See, redirecting. What could be the reason? So here you may understand pod is running, kubectl get service also running, but still I'm unable to access. What you can do? First describe kubectl, what happened? My service, describe svc, my service name is my service. See here, service name is okay. See, selector is, you can understand wrong. And the important point is endpoints not updated. That means service target endpoint not updated means service don't know where to go. Understand? So see, this service don't know where to go now. Target endpoint not updated. That's what service unable to communicate your pod to give access. Your request will go till here only. Understand? But here to here, no communication. Why? Service, your deployment both are decoupled. No communication because of labels mismatch. So if service is unable to access, immediately you can run the describe command, check endpoints updated or not. If endpoints not updated means pod and service not no communication. Clear na? Now tell me, kubectl apply -f, no change or configure. Again, etcd will work background. Why? See here, configured unchanged, deployment is unchanged, same YAML file, right? But service is configured. How? etcd will give information back to deployment is same, but service there is a change. Node label, labels are changed. Maybe we have to configure it. That's it. Now you can access. Clear na? Okay. Time 12:20. Yeah. How endpoints are static? Yeah. How endpoints are static? Pod IPs are static. Then. Clear na? Okay. So tomorrow I'll continue this session. So same time, online plus offline Saturday. We'll think tomorrow for Sunday. Okay. If you give half an hour more, I will cancel Sunday class. Is that fine? Perfect then. So to so Sunday I will give break. If you give half an hour time, Saturday more time. Okay, good idea now. Yeah, thank you guys. Let me share this document to you. Bye.